Hello everyone, welcome to BI Courses YouTube channel. In the previous video, we saw transformations on columns in PowerQuery. Today, we will do some table level manipulations. So let's get started. We will practice some transformations which are done directly on tables using PowerQuery, like merging and appending tables, summarizing, and thereafter creating duplicates, references of existing queries. So let's head over to Power BI desktop. Alright folks, so this is our Power Query editor window. Here we have a few tables imported. These are the combination of dimension and fact tables. Here we have one fact table and other all are dimension tables. Before trying out merge query, which is the button over here as we can see, it is necessary to understand that what merge query actually means. Merge query is nothing but joining two tables and bringing in fruitful data from the other table to the merging table. So, in order to merge two tables, it is very much necessary that we should have a common key in between. So, let's find out a common key between fact online sales table and probably customer table. So, if you look at the data of fact online sales table, we find something known as customer key over here. This is a foreign key of our customer key from dim customer table. Now what we want is to bring the customer first name, middle name, last name, maybe birth date and gender to our fact online sales table. So what we do is under home, we just go for merge queries. You can click on this arrow button to 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 select one of the options. If you take the second option, a new query, a new table will be created, while if you select the first option, then the merge query will be, you will have the merged query in the existing, the current table itself. So we'll go with the first option. We hit on merge queries and then we will select the second table on which we want to perform the merge. So we take customer table. Here we have customer key. We select customer key over here and we select customer key over here. The moment you select both customer keys, Power BI will start estimating the matches, that for what all customer key from fact online sales, it does have a match with dim customer table. In ideal world, all of the customer keys in the fact sales table should have a matching uh, customer key from the customer table, but things could be different based on the data. So let's wait for the estimate to finish. Seems like it is taking a bit of time. We'll take a pause meanwhile. Estimation has finished and it seems like we have 100% match. We hit on OK. Once we hit on OK, a new column will be added and we will see the name of the column as same as the table name of dim customer. What we need to do is we need to expand it like this, and we can select the column of our choice. We'll select first name, last name, birth date, gender and email address of the customers. And if we want to use the original column name as prefix, else just hit on OK. Now we have new columns ready with us. We can rename these columns one by one to make more sense according to its nature. That means like customer F name, customer L name, and likewise. Talking about append queries. Append query means stacking up the data of one table on top of another, which means that both tables should have same number of columns and the data type of each of those columns should be also similar and in the same order. Let's see an example. We have dim employee table where we have the information about each employee, and of course the key in the employee table is employee key. If we look at the keys, the distinct keys which we have, it goes up to 296. I have created a new table known as new employee. It contains just one employee. Maybe this employee is a new one and it needs to be stacked in the original employee table. The employee key is 400. What we will do, we will append the query of dim employee with the new employee and we will save it in the dim employee table. So we hit on the drop down of append queries. We click on append queries, select two tables, and which table to append. The first one is already selected dim employee. So the second one would be new employee and we hit on OK. The moment you hit on OK, a new step has been added, append query. And now if you see the dim employee, it will have the new employee number 400, employee key 400 added onto the list of employees in dim employee table. That's how append queries work. Alright folks, now let's try out group by. Group by means summarizing a table, which means we will group the table according to one key or one column, or it could be more than one column, and we will try to summarize the table. Let's see what we mean by summarizing or grouping it by. So here we see fact online sales table. Here we have the information of individual sales which happened. We have online sales key and we see something known as product key. That means this particular product was sold for a particular online sales key. And we also see uh, sales quantity or sales amount associated with each one of the sales. What we will try to do is we will try to group the fact online sales table by product key and we will add up all the sales amount which was associated with a particular product key. So how we'll do it? We'll click on group by. We will select on what particular key we want to group it by, like product key over here. We can name the column as sales amount, okay, or we can say product sales amount to make more sense. We will sum up the sales amount and hit OK. The table will be reduced to just two columns, one with product key and second with product sales amount. So now for each of the product, you have the total sales which was associated with a particular product. Now let's see what duplicate and referencing a table means. So duplicate it is very clear that a duplicate of a table will be created. For example, this dim employee table, all you need to do is right click and click on duplicate. A new table will be created. You can rename the table, maybe underscore DUP, duplicate. This new table is completely newly sourced from the actual data source. It has got all the steps applied over here, okay, and it is as new as this dim employee table, and both of them can be individually used for different cases. But what reference means? We'll do similar stuff. We will right click on the dim employee table, and this time we will create reference. Let's rename it to underscore ref. Reference means that the table is the new table is referring the existing table. If you look closely on the applied step, then this is nothing but dim employee underscore ref is equals to dim employee table, which means whatever happens to this dim employee table will be copied onto the dim employee underscore reference table. Let's see what we mean by that. For example, leaving the employee key, let's remove all other columns on dim employee table. Remove all other columns. What happens to our duplicate table? Nothing, because it's a copy of the dim employee table. It has got its own source, navigation, whatever steps. Okay. But if you look at the reference table, now it is reduced to employee key column only, same as what current situation of dim employee table is. So that's the difference between duplicate and reference. It depends upon the use case, when to use what. As always, thank you for watching the video. I recommend practicing as many table transformations as possible on any dataset of your choice. In upcoming videos, we will see many more demonstrations of transforming data on Power Query. Before you go, please press the subscribe button to stay up to date. See you in the next tutorial video. Thank you.